What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our NHL show. If you want to check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's get to work. 3 p.m. Eastern, Arizona Coyotes 4-5-1, 1-3-0 on the road at the St. Louis Blues 7-3-1, 3-2-1 at home. I am on going right back to the well on the over 5.5 at plus money. It's not the plus 115 that we got 2 nights ago. It's plus 110, and it is still a market mistake. And the best thing that you can possibly do in gambling is find the market mistakes and attack them until they're corrected, because they will be corrected. St. Louis Blues games aren't going to stay at 5.5, and while they are, we have to attack them. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to go to 5.5 at minus 110. Then they're going to go to 5.5 at minus 120. Then 5.5 at minus 125. Then they're going to hit 6. This game opened up with St. Louis at minus 155. You can get them at minus 150 up to minus 160. And in this total opened up at plus 110. It's still available at Bet365 at plus 110. It's even plus 114 at a couple books. It's plus 105 at others. The leading indicator books have moved it to plus 105 because cappers are going to hammer this. I bet you by puck drop, there's no longer a plus number beside this over 5.5. Let's talk about it. Enterprise Center, St. Louis, Missouri. Darcy Kemper is whom I expect in goal for the Coyotes. 2-5-1, 2.65 goals against average, 904 save percentage, 0 shutouts. Jordan Binnington is whom I expect in net for the Blues. 6-2-1, 2.62 goals against average, 0.915 save percentage. If either team doesn't go with their number one, that only helps our over. So there's no concern to get your bet early. The Yotes power play is at 19.4%. It's pretty good. It'll get better when Oliver Ekman-Larsson's back in the lineup. Their penalty killing is at 84.2%. It's good because Rick Tocchet is a good coach, and he gets a lot out of these bums, these small, easy to play against offensive forwards. And we'll get into that shortly. Let's talk about the Blues special teams. 11.1% power play. They are scoring a lot of goals, and their power play is hitting at 11%. This is a highly offensive team. And I know there was a belief when Vladimir Tarasenko was not going to be playing this year because of the shoulder injury, or at least the regular season, that this team might step back in offense. And that is clearly not the case. And we'll go over that soon. Their penalty killing, not very good, 71.1%. I expect it to improve, but Pietrangelo was a big part of their penalty killing unit. He's gone, and they're getting used to life without him. Parayko's a great defenseman. Torrey Krug is going to figure everything out, but it's got off to a bad start. Let's talk about these Coyotes first. These teams are coming off a 4-3 Coyotes win on Wednesday in a game that was 3-0 at the 56-minute mark. Would you say that we were lucky that we hit over 5.5? All I needed was the St. Louis Blues to pull their goalie. And as soon as they did, you knew they were going to do it early because they were down by 3 goals. So now you're telling me there's a chance. This Blues team has a lot of firepower with the goalie pulled. And then you have a Coyotes team that's shooting on empty net. So yes, we were fortunate. But it wasn't out of the question because we're only dealing with 5.5s. Rick Tocchet wants this Coyote team to play like him, but they are incapable. Rick Tocchet played with toughness, ferocity. He was accountable. He had truculence. All of these things that the Coyotes players don't have. He coaches a conservative defensive style, but they simply don't have the roster. His first line of Nick Schmaltz between Clayton Keller and Connor Garland their average weight is 170 pounds. That's going to be your number one group. It's ridiculous. I know that Chayka left the team, but that's what happens when you have sign a 26-year-old general manager. He may not have respect for old-time hockey. That first line is rated as the 6th worst first line in the NHL based on Corsi ratings, and frankly, I'm surprised they're that high. That's a bad first line. Their second line, Christian Dvorak between Drake Kagula and Tyler Pitlick, has a little bit more size. It averages 6 feet and 190 pounds, but their skill level is poor. They're rated as the second worst second line in the NHL. Then you have Barrett Hayton, 5th overall pick in the 2018 draft, a center you have very high hopes for. Who do you put him with? You put him with Derek Brassard and Phil Kessel. Derek Brassard had 2 good seasons, and he sort of looked like the complete package, even though he's a smaller forward during those 2 years. Those years were 2014-15 and 2015-16. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe he scored 58 points in that 2014-15 year and 60 in that 2015-16 year. And the 2015-16 was his best season because he scored 27 goals that year. That was a long time ago. He's now ranked as the 136th best left winger in the NHL. 136. So each team has 4 left wingers on any given night. There's 31 teams in the league. So there's 124 left wingers playing on each team. And Derek Brassard is ranked 136th due to his Corsi rank numbers. And then we have fatty Phil Kessel. Looks like a highly rated player because he's beside Derek Brassard. He's the 64th best right winger in the NHL. If he's not scoring, what is he doing? Squad ass nothing is the answer. If that line of Brassard, the 5th overall draft pick, who you have such high hopes for in Hayton, and Fatty Phil aren't scoring, what are they doing? Fucking nothing. This market is behind on this Coyotes team, just like the market is behind on the St. Louis Blues team. And what that creates is the perfect storm for us to cash. And I'm going to go right back to the well. You're going to offer me a plus line? Our biggest battle in gambling is the juice. And when you get a chance to get a plus 110 on a total that you like, you have to bet it every single time. They also, this Coyotes team, have a very strange tendency, and this has been on for a while, to mimic the team that they're playing against. So when they play against the Ducks, it's very defensive hockey. When they play against a fast team like the Blues, offensive-minded team like the Blues, it's very high-paced, exciting hockey. That will continue as the year goes on, and you can really take advantage of situations because of that. So I expect a fast-paced game. They're hanging 5.5 at plus money. We attack it. We talked a lot about the Blues on Wednesday night, and I don't want to repeat myself, but this is an offensive team. There's an enormous misconception of them in the marketplace. This is not the Blues from last year or years past. Vladimir Tarasenko is not in the lineup, but they're more offensive than they were with him in the lineup. And why is that? Because there's snipers everywhere. Look at this. David Perron, Jordan Kyrou, Jaden Schwartz, Braden Shen, Mike Hoffman, Robert Thomas, Sammy Blais. And notice I didn't mention Ryan O'Reilly because he's not really a sniper. He's a face-off winning, tough, rugged. He's been a Stanley Cup champion as a first-line center. And did I think that 3 years ago when he crashed drunk into a Tim Hortons in the offseason? No. Did Joe Sakic think that when he wanted Ryan O'Reilly out of the dressing room? No. But he proved us wrong. Now, Joe Sakic's made a lot of the right decisions getting players out of the locker room, getting Matt Duchene and Tyson Barrie out of that locker room. He may have made a wrong decision with Ryan O'Reilly, but Ryan O'Reilly got the big contract from the Sabres, and he had to figure out who he was going to pay the big money to. That's beside the point. So you have these snipers. How many did I just name? And look at Kyrou. I mean, who would have thought he'd be their leading scorer? Then you add Torrey Krug to the back end. And what we've seen is a market mistake that we have to take advantage of. Blues should not be at 5.5, and they certainly shouldn't be at plus money at 5.5. That is bet number 1.